Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is January 8th, 2022. This is episode 458, I believe. I'm a little under the weather still. I'm hoping I can get through this without coughing. My sinus infection has kind of turned into a cold. I'm going to the doctor's tomorrow. We'll find out for sure what's going on. Hopefully, maybe he'll give me some medicine or something, get me knocked off this awful feeling. So, today we're looking at White Ash. This is a number one coming out from Scout Comics at a whopping $4.99. It is got extra pages, so we'll give it that. However, here's the big deal for this. It's season 2, and why that's a big issue, I'll get into that in a little bit as well. The cover is very intriguing. That's why I bought it. You see this couple here kind of cozying up to each other, and there's some kind of creature looking up below them as they're fishing. Now, this doesn't happen in the book. I don't know if it happened in season 1, but this is a recommend under certain circumstances. And the circumstances, I will go into it in just a moment here. Let's take a quick look to see who worked on this. The writer is Charlie Stickney. Illustrator / letterer is Connor Hughes. The colorist is Finn Crom. I don't know if I said that right. Edited by Nicole DeAndrea, and the cover was by Connor Hughes. Let's take a quick look. This is a Scout Comics. I haven't done too many Scout Comics in the past. This one did look interesting to me, so I went ahead and jumped into it. I just want to say that this is a soap opera type comic. It's ongoing, obviously. We're in season 2. All the main characters seem to be drawn very beautifully. They're attractive, and there's a little bit more to it than that, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But the first thing, if you've never read season 1, you are not going to know what is going on for season 2. I have not read season 1, so I was at a loss the whole time. I kept going back pages trying to figure out which character was which and who was who. There's no explanation. There's no glossary of people in here, like a roster telling who they are, what they are. We were dealing with humans, elves, dwarfs, and maybe some other creatures. I'm not sure. Maybe vampires even. I'm not sure. We don't know much of anything other than it's taking place in the city of White Ash, because there's a White Ash Elementary School that is shown in here. Okay, right off the bat, there's a Steelers towel here. It's obviously not the terrible towel, because that would be all totally yellow. This one has the Steelers emblems on it, and that makes a big deal. In a little bit, there's a clue that kind of comes up that pulls the Steelers back into it. So I'm assuming the writer is probably a Steelers fan at that. So, and I can't even remember what the names of all these characters are. Like I said, there was nothing really to give us a rundown on who's who and what's what. And there's no update of what happened in the last season 1. So you're going in blind here, and it picks up right where everything last off. So everything's kind of in the middle going forward, and that's why I'm not going to recommend it for people. Unless they buy season 1, the trade, they're not going to know what's going on in season 2 at all, and I didn't at all. But I did like it. I thought it, from what I could tell from it, it was really well done. It was well written, well thought out. There's plot twists. There's a love triangle between I believe it's an elf, a dwarf, and a human. And this is the human that's having the love triangle. It's brother and sister stuff going on, families. This is the one that's on the cover here. She's she's kind of sneaking out at night. This is her father, who's under watch, and this is one of the guys that's working for her. And they're from he's human, but he's an elf clan. I don't know if you can really tell. That sometimes it's a little tougher to tell on some of these than others. And here we have some of the dwarves in here. But the art in it was really good and very expressive. I really liked it, but I couldn't tell what was going on. And it's because here's one of the perhaps vampire creatures or some kind of monster creature or an elf, I'm not sure. he was already captured from season 1. No explanation given who he is, but people are torturing him and whatnot. Now the girl that we saw putting lipstick on in the beginning, she's going to the garage to profess her love to the guy that's in the car. She thinks it's somebody else, but actually it's not. It's somebody else. And I don't know what the relationship between those two people are, but she's in love with a guy named Kyle. It turns out it's her brother that's under the thing after she's professed her love for Kyle. So she's embarrassed. Meanwhile, Kyle's going off into the woods. He's watching things going on, taking place with all the elves and the crazy creatures and the little bit of teenage angst that's going on. He goes after the girl that he does like, has kind of a crush on. He sees her going into the water. He thinks she's naked. He gets in there. Turns out she's not naked. She's got a suit on, and he's all embarrassed. So that was kind of a cute moment there. And they kind of go back and forth. It's almost kind of a little bit of manga style expressions here a little bit. But I thought it was a really good story. As far as I can tell, it probably made a lot more sense. They're about to get down to some business when her watch goes off, meaning she's got to get back to the house, take off. Now, her father does know she's been sneaking off. I don't know if she knows she's been seeing Kyle, but her father's this ruthless, I'm not sure what he is, maybe a mine owner or something like that. I'm not sure. But here's some other creatures that have been attacking some of the other kids in the forest. But we don't know who they are. There's no explanation in this book who they are. So you kind of have to really go back to season 1. And that would be my suggestion. If this looks at all good to you, go get season 1. I'm sure it's pretty solid as I'm looking at the way this was put together here. The story is very sectional, and it goes to a different location every couple pages. So there's no explanation where they are at the time, like whose house they're at. I guess they're at Kyle's house, maybe? I don't know. But his dwarf friends here are trying to talk him into doing something. And he's decided he's got to pick up a kid from the school. This is the sheriff. So the sheriff is brought into this, and it's an interesting element. He's got a daughter that doesn't want to go to school. She rides along with him in the police car. So that was kind of a nice little twist, something a little different. Small town, white ash. And we have this little joking things going on, and just really good storytelling, I think. But like I said, there is no lead into this, so to pick it up at this time, you just don't know what's going on. And I tried my best to put it together. There's a lot of subplots going on. Nothing's been explained. You can see we're back at where the creature has been chained up. And, good art. Really, really good art. Just a fun comic. I mean, it looks like it is a soap opera. It's taking place, and you can see it's pretty long, and we're just at the halfway point. So yeah, this is a recommend. It's easy to look at. You can tell the differences between the people, which is great. You get a little bit of the love triangle aspect in here over and over again. Just a lot of fun. But not a recommend if you haven't read the first season. So go read the first season if this looks good. Like I said, this must be more than 30 pages. It just keeps going on and on. Oops, let me get this glare out of there. You can see some of the neat stuff. Those elves with archery. There's dwarves. There's all these kind of different factions going on, which I always like that when there's all kinds of factions. That's what I liked about Vampire the Masquerade. There was a ton of different factions, and it was always interesting to see the interplay between them. So big long book for $4.99. Might be close to 40 pages. I don't know. I didn't count them. And then here we go, number 2, season 2. Here's the cover. This was coming out in February. So I might go back and try to see if I can find a trade for this, but right now I've been very busy with other stuff, and I'm trying to kick this sickness. And we'll finish up what else is in this Scout comic. Hopefully there's not too much. And then we kind of get this monochrome version of the cover here with this strange demon in the water. But the demon did not appear in this, so I'm not sure. I can't tell you what that is. Or I haven't read season 1, so I don't know if she was in there too. All right, so there you have it. Recommend if you've read season 1. If you're going to try to read it at season 2, I don't recommend that. Go back and read. If this looked good to you, go back and get season 1, the trade, I'm assuming, and take a swing at it then. Because the story looks like it's well written. The comic is very well put together. The art is strong. And the dialogue was very good. It is a little bit soap opera-y, so if you don't like that, that might be a little bit tough to digest, but it's got a lot going for it, I think. So, and from coming out from Scout Comics, I think I've read a few things from them before. Not been very impressed. I think this is the thing I've been most impressed from them so far. So, thanks for stopping by and listening to this video review of White Ash Season 2, Number 1. As always, please like, please subscribe if you have not. Please leave comments if you wish, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. Hope you guys are feeling better than I am. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.